Hi guys. Guess what? It's a recession. And guess what else? I'm a professional at being broke. So let's go over a few things that you can do when you are now a penny pincher, which I've been my entire life. Ways to save water. The best way to save water is to basically buy a barrel, a huge barrel. Listen first. Take this barrel and put it outside and let it fill up with rain. Now, you might be thinking, this isn't going to work if I have a drought. Of course it's not going to work if you're in a drought. But if it's raining, like here it is in Alabama or in Florida, where it rains a considerable amount, this could be a lifesaver because you can take this water that you would have used, the water that you would have used to drink, to water your plants if you have a garden or whatever, to take care of your animals, anything that you would have used water for other than taking a shower, because I have to say, you need to take an actual shower, you need to be clean. I mean, I guess if you really had to, you could stick your head in there and wash your hair, but there's really not much you can do. You're not going to get very clean out of a bucket of water. This is what I'm saying. And listen, hear me out. I know what you're saying right now. Parasites. There's parasites in the water outside. Exactly. There's a thing now called water filter. So now we can make Kool-Aid with rainwater. It's not really hard. A lot of things, like if you were going to make tea, you wouldn't worry really about filtering it all that much because you're going to boil it and it's going to kill any bad things in it anyway. So if you're going to make tea, which is the way I make tea is I just take 4 tea bags because I make a gallon every time, and I boil it and then I add sugar, whatever I want to add to it. And the hot water usually, it kills everything. That's one of the reasons why that when you are out in the wilderness and there's no water filters, they say to boil water because it cleans the water. It kills the parasites and everything. Second, let's see. To save, you're broke, and all of a sudden, there's hamburger meat on sale. Oh my gosh, this is your chance. It's buy one get one free at the grocery store. You can buy as much as you can. You've got the money to buy as much as you can, but you're thinking, I don't need to buy a lot because it'll go bad. Not a problem. You take that meat and you roll it out, make it into patties, wrap it up in aluminum foil, or I would say wax paper would be better, and would wrap it up in wax paper, then wrap it up in aluminum foil, stick it in your freezer, and just leave it there, and then later on you can pull it out and cook it. It won't go bad in the freezer. Now, be careful of freezer burn. That's the reason you need to wrap it. You need to make sure that you wrap it properly, or you're going to get freezer burn and you're going to have to throw it out anyway. Other things you can do. There's a lot of fruits and there's a lot of fruits you can't freeze because of the juice in them. It'll actually ruin the fruit and you can't defrost it. The only way that you can really freeze fruit is if you like I said with the meat, you have to properly have it properly packaged, because it's not, if you take an apple, which I have done because I meant to chill it and I didn't mean to freeze it, you can freeze it. It's going to freeze solid as a rock. When it defrosts, it's not any good. It's not good at all. It's disgusting. I don't know exactly how to describe how disgusting that apple was when I defrosted it. Other things to do, buy in bulk. Now, you're probably thinking, but don't I need to just buy as little as possible? To be honest, things are cheaper when you buy them in bulk. If you buy a canned drink nowadays costs anywhere between 75 cents to $1. But if you buy a case of cans, like a 12-pack, it costs like almost $2 to $3. Do you know how much money you just saved just because you went from buying, you just, I'm sorry, but you just saved a whole bunch of money. I'm not good at math, so don't quote me. So yeah, you just saved a buttload of money by buying all these cans together and then sticking them in your fridge. And it works with about anything. That's the reason why Sam's Club and stuff like that does so well. Other things, saving gas, which is kind of easy. You fill up your tank. You try to fill up your tank maybe once a week. Depends on how far away your job is and whatever. I try to fill up my gas tank at least once a week and make it last. And like, don't make any extra trips that you don't have to. And always try to get all your stuff done in one trip. Like if you need to go to the grocery store, go to the doctor, go to the furniture store, or go get some lumber from the other stores. If you've got to get all this stuff done, make sure you're taking one trip, getting it all done, and then coming home. You will save so much gas if you make sure you schedule things to happen right along the same time. Like if you're like me and you live out in the country, which I do, and I have to drive a fair distance to get to any place to buy things, I always make sure that I keep a list with me, and I make sure that I get everything on that one trip, because you do not want to go back and get more stuff. Now I don't live that far away, but every trip counts, and every trip that you can save saves you money. So think of it that way. Don't just go joyriding. And I know that a lot of teenagers do that, and I know that, you know, when you like I said, when you live out in the country like me, you don't have a lot of things to do. Where I live right now, there's a gas station next door, and there's a tire place down the road, and that's all there is. And I think there's a liquor store. A tire place, a gas station, a liquor store. Oh, and a steam plant. Now really, there's not much you can do at a steam plant except watch steam come out. There's not much else I can really think of off the top of my head. Except try to grow your own food if you can. Of course, not a lot of people can actually have the space to do something like that, or the time to do something like that. But if it's at all humanly possible, do it. It will save you so much time and so much money, and it's better for you. And you even, like, when we are the brokest, we tend to buy food that is not good for us. Because guess what is so expensive? Fruits, vegetables, all this produce, this fresh produce is expensive. You're not going to be able to find a lot of it, especially now that we're having all these droughts in Oklahoma and over towards the west. So we're not getting a lot of corn. And the thing is this is what I was really afraid of. We have been dependent on corn. Now, how many times have you heard we are dependent on oil? We are dependent on oil, but we are also dependent on corn. Why? We put corn in everything. We put it in our dog food, we eat it at our meals, we put it in our gas tank. What do you think ethanol is? We put corn in so much stuff. We do. And we've got corn, we make them into chips, we do all this stuff, and oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew something was going to happen. But the thing is that I'm very glad it happened now and not when we became 100% dependent on corn. Because if we were 100% dependent on corn for our fuel and we had a drought, we would be messed up. We would be really, really, really messed up. Our problem would not be just the gas prices. It would be having enough fuel to even sell to anybody. And yeah, eventually our oil is going to run out. We're going to run out of oil. But we don't need to put, anyway, I don't know why I got on this rant with you guys. But if you like hearing me speak, I can rant about anything. But then, yeah, so, other things you can do to save gas, would be if it is nighttime and it is cool outside, roll down your windows and turn that air conditioner off. Just don't turn it on. Try not to turn your air conditioner on unless you're burning up. I'm not saying don't be comfortable. Be comfortable in your car, especially if you're going to be driving it for a long period of time. Make sure you bring you a drink in there. That's another thing. Always bring your drink. Don't go somewhere and buy a drink. I think I kind of hit on that a little bit when I said to buy in bulk. But if you're going to the store, you're going out, and you're going to be doing things all day, bring a drink, bring a sandwich, so you don't have to go to a fast food restaurant or go to a sit-down restaurant unless you actually have the money and you want to do that. That is your decision. But I'm saying don't put yourself in a predicament where you will have to do that. Where you are hungry, you're in town, and you see a dollar menu. Don't put yourself in a position where you need to go and get food. You need to have that with you on hand, just like you wouldn't take your kid to the park without having graham crackers or cereal or something in a little bag and some juice. You need to be as prepared as you would be prepared for your child to say they're hungry. Because you don't know when your kid's going to say they're hungry. You don't really know when you're going to be hungry. Always carry some, I like to carry granola bars in my purse, Teddy Grahams, any little thing that you can keep in your bag, keep in your car that will not go bad in the heat or in the cold. Which really, there's not much stuff that will go bad in the cold. But what I'm saying is, you need to put it where it has a shelf life. So don't grab a glass of milk. What the heck are you thinking? If you go in the store really quick and you come back out and your milk tastes like duty because you left it in the heat, don't blame Christy, don't blame me. I didn't do it. You did it. That's your decision. Don't put spoiled goods in your car. I never understood why my dad put mayonnaise. Like, would he have a sandwich and then mayonnaise? Do you know what happens to mayonnaise when it gets hot? It turns into this clear, gross looking stuff. Mostly because it's made of eggs. Has this video been helpful to you at all? I'm actually having fun ranting and telling you guys stuff, but I don't feel like anybody got halfway through this video without going, shut up, little girl. So, hey, leave your comments on what you think I could do better, what do you think I could have done worse. You could have been like, hey, at least you didn't do blah blah blah. That might make me feel better. Or not. I can't help but stare. I'm really bad at ADD. I keep looking off and seeing the guitar my dad bought me and realizing that I've never learned to play it. Bye guys. I'm just gonna stop before I just run up all the memory on my camera. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Hopefully you like this video. Comment, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.